1565, the first city. French established a colony at Fort Caroline.
The Huguenots were members of the Protestant Reformed Church of France.
Spain was busy searching for a mythical city of gold.
French Protestants were inspired by the writing of John Calvin.
The king was a Catholic.
St. Augustine has been occupied ever since and is thus the most settled and is thus the oldest continuously settled city in the United States.
The picture is them fighting for Fort Caroline.
Ever since European navigators had started bumping into North America on their search for the Indies, the race was on for control of the mighty continent. France had secured a shaky foothold up north in chilly Quebec, while Spain was busy searching for a mythical city of gold somewhere in the mosquito-thick swamps of Florida. As long as the whole eastern seaboard stretched between them, they kept out of each other's way.
But in 1564, a group of French Protestants known as Huguenots established a colony at Fort Caroline, near what is now Jacksonville. King Philip II of Spain was convinced that these French settlers would pirate the Spanish treasure ships on their way home across the Atlantic. Perhaps the French were trying to steal control of the continent. He sent an expedition of 11 ships and 2,000 men, commanded by Pedro Menendez de Avalos, to destroy them and ensure the safety of his gold transports. Besides, as a Catholic, the king felt that he had a sacred duty to conquer Protestants.
Yet, even as Savelli's expedition was headed for the New World, so were French reinforcements. Avelles reached the coast of Florida in September 1565, sailing into a sheltered bay on the feast day of St. Augustine. With colored pennants snapping in the breeze, sunlight flashed in Spanish armor. A cannon boomed, a salute as Avelles knelt down to kiss the sand. The puff of smoke from the muzzle drifted over the crystal water. Nearby, there was already a town of Timucan Indians, but the Spanish had claimed all of the Florida and didn't bother to consult with the native people on where to put new settlements.
Alvarez and most other Spanish explorers were assured that there must be a river passage across the continent to the Pacific Ocean, a passage that would guarantee Spain's control of America from sea to sea and create a shortcut to the treasure-rich Indies. In order to secure a base for exploration to this shortcut to the Pacific, he founded a new city on the bay and called it St. Augustine. Then he turned his fleet north to settle the score with the Huguenots.
But the French reinforcements beat them by a few days and faced the oncoming Spanish warships. There was a sea battle with cannon thumping and pounding and giving fright to the dolphins and seabirds. First one ship and then another tried to cut off the wind from the enemy's sails and so take the advantage, but the battle ended in stalemate. As the French turned to sail down the Florida coast, a fierce autumn storm arose, wrecking many of their ships on the reefs. It was the chance Avelles had been waiting for. With the French ships foundering, he made for Fort Caroline under cover of the storm and found the place defenseless. The Huguenots did not stand a chance against conquistadors with two ferocious goals, the destruction of Protestants and the domination of America by Spain. Once Fort Caroline was destroyed and the French eliminated, Avelles was able to return to St. Augustine's, solidify Spain's hold on the continent, and began searching for the route to the Pacific. Avelles guaranteed Spanish control of the Florida for the time being, but that shortcut to the Pacific remained out of his reach.
It was the chance Avelles had been waiting for.
Note, St. Augustine has been occupied ever since and is thus the oldest continuously settled city in the United States. The Spanish forts on the Florida coast would later be attacked by English pirates, eventually becoming English colonial towns.